Health to me is a very interesting topic because when we talk about what is healthy, I feel like we've let so much of our definition fall onto what physicians or healthcare professionals have told us is healthy. And to give an example of what I mean by this, every time you go in to get a physical exam, your doctor's going to check your blood pressure, they're going to check your weight, they're going to check your A1C levels, and they're going to come back to you and they're going to say, you have diabetes, you have this, and it's not healthy. And when people tell other people, like, that's not healthy, well, they're really just referring to your particular value of A1C is a little above average, or it's a little below average, or it's a lot below average, or a lot less than average. And so it just seems so much like all of us are falling back onto this social definition of healthy means my BMI is between this and this. If I am 5'5", I must weigh between this and this, otherwise I am obese or I am underweight. And we have categorized and labeled so much of what we are as healthy or unhealthy. And I'm 23 years old, and so I think maybe part of this is just me going through an identity crisis. But one of the things that I think a lot about is, well, what is good? What is healthy? What is my health? And the definition has taken me many months of thinking about to get to, and it's been in the back of my mind for a long time, is that health is what you define it. Health, at the end of the day, only matters to you. You are the one who defines what your health is. Health is a very personal definition. Just because a doctor tells you that you are overweight, or your blood pressure is slightly higher or slightly lower than average, or these numbers are not exactly right, this is just society or a group or an institution's opinion on what these numbers mean. Now, I know I'm probably discounting a significant part of this, which is, if your blood pressure is significantly high for excess periods of time, this can lead to other problems, and we can get into physiological definitions and explanations behind why this is detrimental for your physical well being. But what I am getting at here is that there's a lot more to health than just your physiology. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed learning more about with doctor of osteopathic medicine programs is that we begin to really focus on how health involves the mind, body, and spirit. And I'm not going to really talk too much about the spiritual component of this because I don't feel fit to do this. But in terms of the mental aspect of your health, I think what we're finding time and again is that so much of society these days, in the modern times in which we live, people have already fulfilled so much of the basic needs for safety, for food, for all these other concerns, water, that we are physically healthy. But what I believe that I see so much in people is that mentally there's a lot of unhappiness. There's not health. And so taking this back to the philosophical debate of what is health, who am I to define what your health is? In my opinion, the definition that I have reached is that health is something that is defined by the person. Health, if you are healthy if you are able to live the life that you want to live, if you are able to do the things that you want to do. It is the job of medicine, it is the job of healthcare professionals to enable you to live the life that you want to live within reason. Because I know we can get into another philosophical debate about libertarianism and why, we can't live in a society in which people are able to do whatever they want. But getting down to the individual level at which you define what your own health is, you define what your goals are in life, you define what kind of life you want to live. If you're talking to someone who's depressed, do they want to be depressed? The answer is most likely no. So it is the job of healthcare professionals to figure out how do we help people who are depressed live lives in which they're able to do the things that they want to do, not the things that we want them to do. And I think one of the reasons that's inspired me to even make this video in the first place is that I have heard from a lot of people about what kids do after they graduate college and whether or not you're successful after you've graduated college. And, we love labeling other people and judging other people and saying, this kid was successful because he's now working at a big finance company in Wall Street and he's making lots of money. So he is successful because he has lots of money and a big job and a nice house and a nice car. He's successful. But this other guy who went to college, got the same degree, dropped out, tried a bunch of jobs, never really found anything that fit, he's not successful. And I really hate labeling people this way because we are again falling into the mistake that we are letting someone else and some other external thing dictate what we define to be success, what is good, what is healthy. We would probably say and assume that the guy who's got this big job outside of college is a lot more healthy and successful than this other guy who's just dropped out and is a bum now, right? But that's often, I feel, not the case because the people who have gone through college, who have those same experiences outside of college, they're finding what really matters to them and they're figuring out what in their life is important that they do with their time and their energy because life is finite, life is short, and not everyone is here to try to make as much money as they possibly can. If I was looking at one of my friends and all they were talking about the whole time was how much money they wanted to make, I would say that's not healthy either. It's like you need to live your life according to your own values, according to what you want to live with. And you need to be able to do the things that you want to do. Maybe the person who decided to not get a job right out of college is deciding to do things in their life that they actually really want to do. Like maybe they want to take up writing or they want to start writing books or writing across the world or traveling or doing all these exciting things that you can do while you're in your early 20s when you have an amazing healthy body that is as capable as it arguably ever will be. And why waste that going and getting a job as soon as possible and trying to climb a corporate ladder like everyone else is? And so that is going to summarize my take on what is health. To kind of recap what my goal is here is to say that health is what you define it to be. You define it to be. I'm not going to define it for you. You need to define it for yourself, and you need to know what is it that you want out of life. What do you hope to get out of your life? Don't let other people tell you what you want in life. That is something that needs to come internally from reflecting on your own experiences and what you've done and what you've really enjoyed with your time in life. And I heard from one of my relatives that health is also very much about self-regulation. It is about being able to, very much the same vein as what I've been saying, is just be happy with the decisions that you've made, to be proud of yourself and to enjoy the things that you have in life and to be able to look back and feel that you've made the decisions that you've made for a reason and that you're doing your best and you've always been doing your best to do what matters to you in that moment. And people change throughout their lives and things happen that change who they are. Things that they never saw coming happen to them. And it's very important to recognize that health is not this simple thing that we can boil down to your blood pressure and your weight. There's a lot more to it than that. It is so much a part involving your mind, your body, and your spirit. And that is what I hope to convey in this video. I do hope that this at least raises some questions for some people or adds some insight. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.